Gail Mancuso is the two-time Emmy-winning director from the Emmy-winning comedy series Modern Family, which wrapped after 11 seasons this past year. I'm Matt Noble from Gold Derby to ask you, Gail, how do you say goodbye to a show after so long?
Yeah, that was a tough one. Believe me, it was tough for everybody. But I think in terms of the actual show saying goodbye, I thought the writers did a really great job in writing a final episode that, they weren't trying to, it wasn't like, oh, let's kill somebody off or whatever. Let's just do what the natural thing would be. And it's just people move on, and I think that was very relatable. And I think it was executed wonderfully by the cast and written well and directed okay. But yeah. And for me personally, how do I say goodbye to a show like that? It's been tough because, even though we're in this pandemic, it's like, there would always be, on my calendar, I get to do so many episodes of Modern this year. I can't wait to go back. And there isn't that this year. So that's sad. But yeah, time to move on.
Yeah. What do you miss most about the show and being there?
It was a few things. One, mostly the people, obviously. I mean, we went to work and we laughed all day, and it was top-notch writers, and the cast was delightful and so talented. They could do anything. The crew was pretty much the same crew that was there from the beginning, so that was like family. And the way the show was shot for a single camera show, it was done, that docu-style, which, we were cross shooting all the time, and it was like our hours weren't that long, and it was just like it was like the cream of the crop. You're doing this great series, and didn't even have to work 14 hours a day, so that was great.
Yeah, and it really was the cream of the crop in more ways than one. The show won Best Comedy Series 5 years in a row, which is the equal record with Frasier. It won directing 4 years in a row. You won 2 of those awards. What was the awards success of this show like? And being part of a show that you felt was the cream of the crop, but also the industry was sending that message as well.
Well, it was definitely the hot show, and I think it's still a hot show. And the hot shows get a lot of the attention, a lot of the awards, and I think it just because the writers worked so hard at working every script and making sure every script landed, and it just year after year after year they just delivered these wonderful episodes. And I think people love, they get a routine of that show every week, and I think that part of your routine, and you can't wait to watch the next episode. That's what makes a show hot, and they get awarded with awards.
Yeah. Gail, what was I going to say? You've been on the show for 11 years. How did you get to direct the final? How did you get sort of that gig and be the one who gets to sort of call rap on that final scene?
I don't know. I am so lucky. I am blown away. There's one of the great producers on that show. His name is Jeff Morton, and he has guided that show from the beginning, from the pilot through the finale. And he's, besides all the jobs that he does, he also assigns the directors. And he had called me over the summer and said, hey, look, I want you to do our final season. I want you to do the opening episode, and I want you to do the finale. And I'm like, what? Really? Yes, please. And somehow, I did the first episode, and then during the season, their schedule kind of changed a little bit because they were going to go to Paris, and then something. So I wasn't sure if it was still going to hold, but it did, and I'm so grateful and I'm so humbled by it, and it was such an honor to be not only to direct the show, but just to be in the presence of that stage and all those people on that final week and that final day.
What was the last scene that you called sort of cut on or wrap on? What? Yeah.
It was the last scene of the show.
Okay.
You know, we made sure we scheduled that scene, that final hug scene, as the last on day 5, because we knew there's no way you can do it at the beginning of the week, and it required obviously having the entire family there, and we knew it was going to be emotional. And but I had this mantra. You know, from day one, I just told the cast and the crew and everybody, I said, just let's just savor every moment. And every day, it didn't matter, how long it took to shoot a scene or whatever. If somebody wanted to tell some stories, we'd listen. And, it was almost like a reunion. Like if you haven't seen like people in a long time, but in reverse, it's like, you're not going to see these people again. So, everybody wanted to have their moments with their favorite cast members or the crew members, and everybody was taking pictures, and it was just, I don't know, I don't think I'll ever experience anything like it again. And when the final moment came to say cut, it was interesting because we were in that hug scene, and I really wanted to go one more time. Directorially, I felt, I just wanted to try it a different way. And so, I came in and they were like already crying, no, we can't do it again. We're not going to do it again. Like, just one more time. Listen to me. And they were gracious. And, of course they did it again because they're such pros. And we ended up using that take. And then when that take was over, I called cut. And I looked over my shoulder and like, Chris Lloyd was there, and I was like, you want to say something? He goes, So then I just walked out onto the set and went to the ADs who have been there for 11 years, and Helena and Jason. And I said, okay, take it away, you guys. And so instead of calling a big rap like I normally would or whatever, they started to say the rap in the form of saying, ladies and gentlemen, that's a episode and series wrap for Nolan Gould. And so they went down the cast list through everybody that was on it, and it took probably 45 minutes because every character, every actor got really teary, and everybody was hugging. It was just not enough Kleenex.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how it.
And that is funny because when I've spoken to other people of rap series, it's like all these standalone goodbyes. This is a rap on this actor, okay, and then the next day they had the rap on the next actor, and the next, a few hours later on the next actor. But everyone rapped at the same time on the show, which would have been really nice.
It was really great. It was the way it should. I mean, it was great that it was scheduled that way.
The first
for the show too. But
yeah. I was going to say, the first episode you directed, I believe, was Dance Dance Revelation in season 1. You then directed an episode in season 2, Slow Down Your Neighbors, which got your first Emmy nomination. How has your directing changed from those first couple of episodes you directed to the final of the series 11 years later? Or maybe it hasn't at all. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll be honest. Okay. I don't know if I've ever shared this before. So Dance, the first, I was booked for 2 episodes, Dance, and Slow Down Your Neighbors. And they were almost back-to-back episodes in that season. And Dance, I thought if I had, and Jeff had hired me for the two episodes, and I honestly, I walked away from that first episode thinking that they would never hire me again. I thought I did a really crap job. And things just didn't go like, I was, this is terrible. They're going to hate me, like, how do I make this better? And then Slow Down Your Neighbors was next, and it was much better. and thank God I had more episodes to come. And So yeah, I started off with a pretty shitty episode. I'm going to say that. I did not do a good job on that episode, but the rest I feel good about.
That's good.
I feel a lot of pressure on myself.
Yeah.
How many directors tell you that, right? You know,
Yeah,
you gotta be
not
honest
many.
with yourself.
It's good. And as it, like, I know sort of in life, it's from the mistakes or the things you don't think went as well that you learn probably more than an episode that went really well. What's something you've learnt directing for that amount of time on the show? Could either be from Dance Revelation, or it could be for something from another episode.
Well, I mean, in a show like Modern Family, you know it's going to be in reruns forever. And one of the things that I kind of had this moment of this aha moment, so I would say, but was that this is history. I mean, every single episode is historic in the sense that it will always rerun. So you better, as a director, I better make sure I have everything that I need, that I want, that makes the show better, that the pace is good, that the comedy is good, and if there's anything we can up in terms of a joke or something that I can do to help, let's do it. I'd rather take the time to do it. And I put a lot of pressure on myself for those episodes. And I think that I've taken that with me on other shows that I do, because, you don't often get an opportunity to work on a show that not only has been on the air for 11 seasons, but is also massive reruns. So I never want to look at something and say, oh, I should have done a lot better on that. So I take the time and put the energy and the work. The work comes first, put the work into it. And I'm really proud. I'm really proud of those episodes.
Do you have a favorite moment from the series, or just something a memory that comes into your mind when you look back on your time on the show?
Well, I think the one I just described, the finale, was so special. And it's something that, you really have to be there for to really understand the weight of it. I would say that is up there. And then I would think the Las Vegas episode, there's a lot of really fun things that happened in that episode that I looked toward. And that was an episode that, like the finale, when you're doing it, you have this moment of oh, this is something special. And it stands out from other episodes, and you can't explain it. It's not tangible. It's this feeling of this is a special episode. And
yeah. What was the most fun thing you got to do on the show?
Oh, there was I forget the name of the episode, but Phil had to go on a trampoline, one of those at the Santa Monica Pier that you actually go off of a you're hanging from
Oh
yeah. But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So anyway, I was like, well, if Ty's gonna do it, I got to make sure it's safe, So I was like, put me up there. I'm going in. I'm going up there. And so then I tried it, and it was great. It was awesome. So that was like a fun thing. Ty got a chance to do a lot of really fun things. So whenever I could piggyback on something he was doing fun, I would do it too.
Oh, that's good. What was it? And you're nominated this year for directing the finale of Modern Family, which is very fitting. The finale part 2, which is very fitting because it's sort of Modern Family doesn't have as many Emmy nominations as it used to, but the director's branch was one of the most supportive branches of the series. So it's nice that that's where it's recognized this year. What was a choice you made in that final episode as a director that you're sort of proud of, or that was interesting?
Well, there's a few things.
Yeah.
But the moment that really stood out was being able to go in there that one last time and have the entire cast do that hug scene one more time. And I knew that they would do it. I mean, they were such a wreck. but I knew it was best for the show, and that's why I was there. I think because they would trust me, and I'm proud of that moment.
When you won your first Emmy, Gail, you thanked your parents for letting you stay up, or you watched a lot of Hitchcock growing up, which definitely connected with me, because one of the things I'm most thankful with my parents is that they let me watch a lot of TV growing up and got to watch a lot of shows. But what's your favorite Hitchcock film?
I mean, I don't know if I can name one. I guess maybe Rear Window, Rope. I just like, I just like them all for Vertigo. I mean, yeah, he was really, really great.
Do you remember the first one you saw?
Pardon me?
Do you remember the first Hitchcock film you saw?
I don't.
No.
I don't. I don't. I stayed up, I was raised in Chicago, and we had, on Friday nights, WGN, the local station, would play, would always do these suspense movies, and I'd stay up all night. It was awesome.
So good. To parents letting their kids watch good films and quality storytelling. Gail, I want to finish off by asking you. You mentioned how when you were making Modern Family, you were sort of making a piece of history. How this is a show that will live on in reruns. How do you think, and maybe how would you like Modern Family to be remembered as a series?
Probably as one of the most relatable comedic shows that have ever been on the air.
That's good. Thanks so much, Gail, for talking to us today. That's it.
That's awesome.
That's
oh my
it.
Gosh,
Is there something else you wanted to talk about? Is there something you didn't get a chance to throw in?
You're so easy. I love it. You're so thank you. Thank you very much. And yes, the last thing I want to say is I appreciate you giving me time, and to everybody out there who love Modern Family as much as I do. I just salute the show so much, and I'm so grateful for all the producers and that gave me a shot and accepted me into their family.
Even after Dance Revelation.
Even after, oh my God, especially after Dance.
I think it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad an episode, but maybe it was saved in the edit room or something. I don't know.
But believe me.
Well, thanks, Gail. And you could go to... Yeah, and thank you so much for your time. And I'd like to say anyone watching this video can go to goldderby.com, where you can make your Emmy Award predictions, and you can predict Gail's episode to win the Emmy for Best Comedy Directing. Yeah, there you go. Thanks so much, Gail.
Thank you.